Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. Guys, hope that you are well. Short story time, maybe a little bit of a longer one, but here it is. This one talks about traveling angels, and the story is about things aren't always as they seem. I read. Two traveling angels stopped to spend a night in a home of a wealthy family. The family was rude and refused to let the angels stay in the mansion's guest room. Instead, the angels were given a small space in the cold basement. As they made their bed on the hard floor, the older angel saw a hole in the wall and repaired it. When the younger angel asked why, the older angel replied, "Things aren't always what they seem." The next night, the pair came to rest at the house of a very poor but very hospitable farmer and his wife. After sharing what little food they had, the couple let the angel sleep in their bed, where they could have a good night's rest. When the sun came up the next morning, the angels found the farmer and his wife in tears. Their only cow, whose milk had been their sole income, lay dead in the field. The younger angel was infuriated and asked the older angel, "How could you let this happen? The first man had everything, yet you helped him. The second family had little, but was willing to share everything, and you let the cow die." "Things aren't always what they seem," the old angel replied. "When we stayed in the basement of the mansion, I noticed there was gold stored in that hole in the wall. Since the owner was so obsessed with greed and unwilling to share his good fortune, I sealed the wall so he would not find it. Last night, when we were asleep in the farmer's bed, the angel of death came for his wife. I gave him the cow instead. Things aren't always what they seem." What a nice story. What a nice lesson to learn. Isn't it bizarre and strange that in today's world you will get those two kind of hosts? The one who has virtually everything that they could ever want, and yet their greed blinds them to hospitality. And yet you get other people who have absolutely nothing, and they will give you everything that they have for your benefit and your comfort, to help you out. And yet it always seems to me that when life treats the rude, the ungrateful with such lush blessings, and then at the same time the people who do everything right, try and be helpful, trying to do their best, it nearly seems that life treats them with contempt. And yet things aren't always what they seem. I wish I had an answer to the reasons why life produces those two extremes. I want to encourage you, when things are going well for you, to appreciate when things are well. It is as if those angels are visiting you. And when it seems like you've got nothing, I'm going to encourage that you remain humble, yet appreciate everything that you have. Because everything isn't quite what it seems. You see, the people in the mansion had everything but were really poor in spirit. They were poor in grace and hospitality. They were poor people in their minds and in their hearts. Yet the farmer who had very little were rich in virtually every element except maybe financially and materialistically. They were probably not so well off. And yet when these angels came to visit them, the angels prevented certain death and came as it were to bat on the behalf of the farmer and gave the cow instead of the wife as a sacrifice for the angel of death. Because you see, things aren't always what they seem. And people are the same. You will see people who on the surface appear very nice. They appear very friendly and very accepting and so on. Just like the mansion fella. But you see, when your heart and your spirit is poor, you might as well dance with the devil, because they will do nothing for you. The outside means very, very little, if anything. Where when you see the people who appear to have nothing, they are very often the richest people out there, because they've got not much to lose materialistically speaking, but yet their heart is filled with love and grace, compassion. I akin myself to those kind of folk far more readily than anybody else. The other day I watched a little video, and there was this dog who was stray. And all the normal people, shall we say, the general public, were walking by this dog, not even paying any attention to the fact that it was stray or even hungry. And on the surface you would think that they were able, they were kind and nice and friendly, all with their suits and their nice dresses. No one cared to even bat an eyelid at that dog. And the next minute a homeless person came along. And this homeless person came and gave the dog a pat. Gave it a bit of a love. And it was interesting that the dog then decided to follow the homeless man. It is a true reflection of today's society. The wealthy want to become wealthier. Yet deep inside they are cold and hollow. I'm not saying that they all are, because there are a lot of wealthy people who are not like that, but generally speaking, the wealthy are the hollow ones, the unhappy ones, the ones where greed is their master. And just like the homeless man, the one who literally had nothing, was filled with compassion towards that dog and gave it a love. He gained a best friend, and the best friend gained a loving master. Things aren't always what they seem. So whilst you're struggling, maybe things are being built in you, because things aren't what they seem. And when things are going really well for you, be careful. There might be a pit hole waiting for you And you might be so blinded by the luxury of life that you will fall straight into it. Things aren't always what they seem. How will you treat the angels who come and visit you? In this story, it's mystical. But we see angels walking the street because they breathe and speak. They are called people. It might even be a dog or a cat or some other animal of some sort who might just be that angel. How do you treat the angels in your life? You see, that will be a true reflection of how rich you truly are. I don't care whether you are a multi-trillionaire. If you are cold, you poor. I don't care whether you are homeless and have nothing. If you have love and compassion, in my eyes, you are rich. Akin yourself to the humble. Akin yourself to the rich. Not necessarily financially, but those who are kind in spirit, kind in heart. Those who have got love and compassion, who are gracious. Who value you as a person, maybe. Value them. That's all I want to say to you today is, regardless of where you are in life, on this journey you will find two traveling angels. You will find the people who will come and do things on your behalf. Either prevent you from feeding your greed, whatever greed is, or they will come and give a sacrifice to save you. How you respond is entirely up to you. Things aren't always what they seem. Live in the moment. Have goals for the future. Every thunderstorm runs out of rain. There is always sunshine after a thunderstorm. Because things do change. Circumstances do happen that forces you to make certain decisions. But those decisions are generally made in line with your identity, your beliefs, your morals. And those things determine how you treat the angels that come and visit you. And always remember, regardless of where you are on that particular journey in your life, things aren't always what they seem. That's the story for today, my friend. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've thought about a few things. Please do all the YouTube admin, the share, the subscribe, the comments, the bell, pickle. Tell everybody about our channel on all the different social medias. You'll see them in the description box. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I'll speak to you soon.